So I can't believe this has happened. You got a real fan letter.
Yeah?
Somebody emailed me a letter for you. And this is going to make me feel sick doing this, but I'm going to do it. At Davey is awesome. This letter is for the Film Bestie. I just want to say that he does have real fans. Like me, for example. He's a big, cuddly looking teddy bear, and he's actually very sweet. I know he comes off as dumb, but obviously it's a character that he plays very well. And I think that you and your wife need to be nicer to him, and you pick on him way too much. Film Bestie, I just want you to know that you do have fans who do actually care and appreciate everything you do for them. Sincerely, Veronica Joy.
I got a stalker! Yeah! Mama, it's happening. And next time I check my trash, I'm going to be thinking about you. You have blessed me. It's happening.
Sure you're still a fan, Veronica?
They are Joshua,
and they are David, and they are brothers, not lovers.
Hi, he's Davey. He's awesome.
He's Josh, the Film Bestie, and he wears mom jeans.
They're comfortable.
And why are you wearing the watermelon on your feet? And this is How Dare You, where we take movies that we grew up loving that have been incessantly bashed, and we defend them.
Like Navy SEALs.
Not like Navy SEALs, but we are going to dedicate this entire episode to defending one movie that has been unfairly bashed for over 20 years. And that movie is Batman and Robin. We're kidding. Bash that movie all you want. We don't care. No, the first movie we're going to say how dare you to, one of Billy Zane's best starring roles, The Phantom.
It's the one where he's on that deserted island with Kelly Brook and she's all naked.
No, this is the one where he's the Phantom.
Oh, I know that one.
It has Buffy the Vampire Slayer in it. The
Mm.
real Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Christy Swanson. But yes, it's got Christy Swanson. It's got a young Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, yeah.
She played one of the villainesses who changed her ways when Christy Swanson's character asked her, why do you have to be so mean all the time?
It was that moment. Her revelation took her to the arms of one of the greatest actors ever lived. And she would live out her life as his love slave. Till he decided that you can get throat cancer from a certain thing that women really don't want us to stop doing, so I'm not going to say it. Kirk Douglas is so lucky.
It was Michael Douglas that she married. Kirk Douglas was his dad.
It would have been less gross if she'd been with Kurt. Anyway, it's a good movie. How dare you?
Seriously though, how dare you? The critics bash this because, okay, it was campy, a little bit cheesy here and there. But you know what? It was the 90s, and that's how they treated superhero movies.
It came out in 1996, less than a year before Batman and Robin was released.
Yeah, but Batman Forever had come out already.
I hated that movie.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. It was disappointing.
The dialogue was written by a 13-year-old. Really horny one, too.
Worse. It was written by Joel Schumacher. People gotta remember, until like X-Men came out in 2000, like superhero movies, the only ones they took seriously was Superman or Batman. And then even then, they only took them seriously for so long. Like Superman, they took the first two movies seriously. They don't hold up today, but they took them seriously. They tried to make them as real as possible. And then number 3, it kind of started dying down. And then number 4 was an abysmal piece of crap. Same thing happened to Batman. The first 2 they took seriously. It was edgy. And then third one, they started going towards more of like the TV show from the 60s. And by number 4, it was the TV show from the 60s. But then again, that was another thing. Anything outside Batman or Superman, they didn't take seriously at all. The Punisher movie that they made in the 80s, or the attempts at making a Spider-Man or a Doctor Strange movie, or Fantastic Four even. Very first Fantastic Four movie was not taken seriously at all. Captain America, the original Flash TV show.
We're still how daring you, the Phantom, don't worry.
We are.
But he's making a point.
I am making a point.
Billy Zane was awesome back in the day. Why hasn't he been in more stuff?
But the thing about the Phantom was that, again, it was a little cheesy, it was a little campy, but they took it a lot more seriously than they took most of those movies. It was just only going to get so good, especially when it was a character that most people hadn't even heard of. Like, you had to be a real comic book fan to know who the Phantom was.
We even had the toy rings.
Never got the toy skulls that they had, the big skulls. But still, it was cool, it was fun, but never got the play it deserved. And I will say this, if Superman 3 and Batman Forever could be money-making movies, then there's no reason this one shouldn't have either.
Yeah, people just weren't appreciating good stuff.
But still, those of you who bash the Phantom, how dare you? For our next How Dare You, in my opinion, one of Jim Carrey's best movies, but it wasn't received well again, because like we talked about, it wasn't what people were used to, and that was The Cable Guy.
He just wanted to hang out. No big deal.
Everybody didn't like this movie because he had done Ace Ventura, he had done The Mask, he had done Dumb and Dumber, and this one was a lot darker than any of those.
Well, it should have done better. I mean, they had that whole scene filmed in medieval times, and I highly suggest, if you're anywhere near Southern California, even on vacation, or in, like, I think New Jersey.
There's New Jersey.
That's where they have one.
There's one in, I think, Chicago. There's a few around the country.
Yeah, if you're anywhere near one, go. It's fun.
Oh yeah, so fun. We went to one once when we were a kid, and
I can't wait to go back again.
Oh yeah, we've been wanting to go back ever since. But yeah, it was a fun movie. Had him and Matthew Broderick. Had Leslie Mann.
Fun fact about this movie. Do you know that scene when Matthew Broderick is kind of giggling while Jim Carrey's got the chicken skin on his face going, "Silence of the lambs"?
Yeah.
That wasn't even he wasn't supposed to smirk or smile or nothing, but he just could not get through that, so they kept it. Good for them, because it worked.
That happened in a lot of Jim Carrey movies where they would just go with it.
What have you done with yourself, Jim? Go back to the beginning and make us laugh.
The critics bashed this movie because, again, it was dark. It wasn't anything like Ace Ventura or The Mask or Dumb and Dumber, which were the movies that made him literally the biggest star in the world at the time. And
his wife gets so annoyed because we could do Dumb and Dumber spot on every scene whole way through if we wanted.
I could probably do that with a Cable Guy too. I learned the facts of life from watching the facts of life. Oh God!
You're gonna get a new brother. That's why Mommy's going to happy hour.
The stuff in there making fun of the Menendez brothers, which was a big thing at the time.
In fact, I didn't even know about that until the movie. They had to tell that to me. That gave me a lot of dreams, Dad.
I believe that it was myself and, go ahead and say his name.
You mean I could say it?
Say it.
Ken Lindsay.
Author of the Gavin English series and the River Runes, available at kenlindsay.books.com.
Hey!
But yes, that's who told him about it. He was like talking about that when we said it was funny that they were making fun of the Menendez brothers, and he was like, who? And we told him. And then he was like, what?
It's a good story. Dad. Not that I would. But how dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Okay.
Ken Lindsay?
Yes, how dare you? Because, okay, so he decided to venture out and do something that he hadn't been doing yet. And
I don't have a toothpick. I'm trying to look tough.
by putting an ice cream stick in your mouth? Cable Guy was great. How dare you? Well, you calling a psycho? Oh. So for our next How Dare You, I will easily say the best movie ever about bowling. Kingpin. Kind of easy to say ever because, well, I can't really think of any other movies about bowling.
Well, Greedy was kind of about bowling.
It had a bowler in it, but I wouldn't say it was about bowling.
We need more movies about bowling.
But Kingpin.
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 Woody Harrelson, Randy Quaid, and camera girl. He's gonna Vanessa Angel. How do you wanna? You're trying to resist. You're trying to resist.
Sorry, I needed to clear my throat.
Yeah. That's right, Vanessa Angel.
Get on with
Vanessa Angel.
Stop it. That's
Vanessa Angel.
Please stop. I don't want to see that.
She had that scene with the ice chest, and so did Brandy. I mean, huh?
But yes, the movie is about a guy who, through a series of unfortunate events, got his hand taken off. A guy who was a professional bowler. Could have been the world champion of bowling. And then ended up being a loser, drunk, which is, I'm sure you relate to. And,
I think Woody Harrelson was Munsoned into doing this movie. Got Bill Murray in it.
Murray?
Bill Murray.
Where do I keep getting Munson from? But yes, Woody Harrelson's character, Roy Munson, has his hand taken off, becomes a drunken loser, but then is revived when he finds an Amish kid, played by Randy Quaid, a really old Amish kid,
Oh, the Amish, they crack me up.
who is a decent bowler.
And you know what's great? We can say anything we want about the Amish. They're not going to complain, because they'll never watch this.
Well, if there are any Amish people watching, why do you have a computer? Did you hear about that one Amish girl that got kicked out of the community, though, for being promiscuous? She was with too many Mennonites.
Dude, don't tell me those types of dad jokes. That was good, though.
Yeah, he hates dad jokes, see? But yeah, he meets an Amish kid who is a good bowler. To takes him under his wing, they go to win $500,000 from a bowling tournament, which I'm sure is something that could really happen. And
You don't know the sport.
they meet up with a girl played by Vanessa Angel, who was Lisa in Weird Science, the TV show, which was actually not a bad show. And of course, hilarity ensues, hijinks and everything, while they're trying to win this $500,000.
The landlord trying to get a little something from Woody.
Ugh. And through circumstances, the Amish bowler can't bowl anymore, so Roy Munson starts bowling with his rubber hand. The Rubber Man. And the thing is, this movie is incredibly funny. It's incredibly ridiculous, especially because they were making it out like that somebody could be that big a star being a professional bowler.
This was the Happy Gilmore of bowling.
Yeah, except there are like world famous golfers out there. I can list every world famous bowler I know of. That's it.
If there are any of you that are the least bit offended by that, please voice your concern and watch us laugh.
Because even they're going to be like, hey, I'm a very famous bowler and I don't have to take this from my studio apartment. Like, I'm sorry, like they had this big auditorium for this bowling championship, and I seriously doubt you'd get that many people in there to watch a bowling tournament. Like, I hate to break it to you, the biggest bowling tournament, there's family members of theirs that don't realize that bowling tournament's going on.
Got it. They're from a country that's never even heard of bowling. So they become the first team in the national, all countries coming together for the big tournament. And the Swiss are laughing at them.
You're trying to take Cool Runnings and turning it into a bowling movie? Yes. But this movie was incredibly funny. It taught you that a horse's shoes are the little metal things, not the hoofs. You can't take those off.
And if it's only got one teat, don't milk it.
It's not a cow. Make sure to go brush your teeth. But it is a great movie. It's really, really funny. And yet, when it came out, hardly anybody went to see it. Critics, of course, didn't like it because critics don't have a sense of humor. But like the critics we had when we were growing up, we had like Siskel and Ebert, we had like Gene Shalit.
But who could take them seriously? I mean, Roger Ebert thought that Home Alone 3 was better than the first two.
Roger Ebert made one movie, Valley of Dolls. Have you ever seen that movie?
I tried. There's not enough drugs in the world.
I remember that when you watched Valley of Dolls. I came in and he looked like that girl from The Ring. Kingpin was an extremely funny movie. Should have been like the comedy of the year, but it didn't get a fair shake because yeah, they say that the reviewers don't hurt anything, but they do. People hear the bad reviews. They don't want to go see it.
Stop listening to reviewers.
Seriously, I even said before, don't listen to us. If you want to see a movie, see it.
It's always worth it.
Yeah, if you don't like it, what have you lost besides an hour? But this movie, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check it out. If you have seen it and you didn't like it, well, how dare you? So for the last, how dare you? An incredibly funny, but also an incredibly originally done movie. So original, it hasn't been done like this since.
And you can't do it now. God, you cannot do it now.
And we're talking about the amazing brilliance of Kung Pow, Enter the Fist.
Steve Odenkirk.
Steve Odenkirk is probably one of the most underrated genius comic directors ever.
Kung Pow.
Steve Odenkirk took an old kung fu movie and with computers and stuff, put himself in the position of the lead character.
Did all the voices.
Did all the voices, voiced over every character, from the females to the villains, and made a comedy making fun of the stuff they were saying, even badly dubbed his own voice because he wanted it to seem kung fu movie like. Was able to put eyes and a mouth on his tongue.
That infernal tonguey.
Incredibly funny, was incredibly silly, was incredibly ridiculous. Pointed out like mistakes they'd obviously made in this kung fu movie, like.
That's a lot of nuts.
But yeah, like when he was playing the lead villain, who will be referred to as Betty.
What? Isn't Betty a girl's name?
Talking to one of his henchmen and telling him he's a great magician. You are now wearing red clothes. Black clothes, red clothes. Because obviously in the original movie they weren't paying attention to the fact that the actor's clothes kept changing.
Now though, he was predominantly the only actor added to the movie other than the guy who was dancing around with the radio.
Right.
There was also another actress who was allowed to be in this film for us, Jennifer Tongue. She had one giant boob.
But yes, Steve Odenkirk himself played Chosen One, who's getting trained.
Chosen One!
I'm coming! Who's getting training and trying to... You know what? I don't even know what the plot was supposed to be. It was just ridiculous and funny.
The French were trying to take over, and they were aliens. And if you've got an ass, I'll kick it!
Had even the ridiculousness of having Mufasa, Lion King character type in there to talk to Chosen One, or as he called him, Chosimba.
He had to fight a cow. You got to pass my cow. You are very skilled.
He had to watch out for when Betty played the song about big butts.
He had to escape a dangerous net.
And his master even talked about what it would be like if there was a sixth member of NSYNC. They would have named him Harpo. They talked about a character that they trained incorrectly, on purpose, as a joke. Kind of like this guy. He's an idiot. And I teach him how to do videos incorrectly, on purpose, as a joke.
My face, your fist style. How do you like it?
I am bleeding, therefore I am the victor.
They even had an intermission in the middle of the movie, and Master Tang had a yellow liquid for your popcorn. It was non-dairy.
But yeah, Steve Odenkirk, so underrated. He not only did these, but if you haven't seen him, he did all the little thumb short movies where he would basically take old movies and just parody them with thumbs, with little CGI faces on the thumbs.
Look them up. Thumb Wars, Thumbtanic, Bat Thumb, God Thumb, The Blair Thumb, Franken Thumb.
They're all great.
They are.
They're funny. They're masterpieces. My wife loves them.
No, she doesn't.
Kung Pow was bad because people were like, this is stupid. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It wasn't supposed to make any sense. It wasn't supposed to be intelligent. It was supposed to be so stupid. It was great.
It's up there with movies like Freddy Got Fingered. Don't dissect it. Don't try to figure it out. Just sit back and enjoy the tomfoolery.
Yeah, just take it for what it is, and you'll be highly entertained. I know I was.
It's all shenanigans.
And sometimes we just need to sit back and watch shenanigans. But not only that, for everybody who bashes a movie just because it has too much tomfoolery, let me remind you of something. They're making a 4th Jackass movie.
They're making a 5th Scream movie. Telling me that's not shenanigans?
No, that's just some actors who badly need a paycheck.
But I am eventually going to be working up to get some money, and I want to do what Steve Odekirk did with that one movie that has been our favorite since forever, Chinese Super Ninjas, also known as 5-Element Ninjas. It will happen.
That movie has a lot of names. We're going to review it someday, but for now, those of you who bash Kung Pow, because you can't just take a movie for what it is, how dare you?
How dare you? My finger points.
So there you have it. The Phantom. The Cable Guy. Kingpin.
Batman and Robin.
No, they can dare as much as they want to.
Yeah.
Kung Pow. How dare you? Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like. Hit subscribe. Stop dancing. Hit the little bell so you get notifications when I post the videos. And leave a comment. Tell us what you thought of these movies. Tell us some more movies you think we should how dare. Tell him that you too want him to stop dancing. Love you guys.